I did a video a while back talking about the new Sena Spider ST1. I couldn't get it to work. Things have changed. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the brand new Sena ST1. Now I've talked about this before, as I said in the intro. I did a video a few weeks ago. Sena was kind enough to send me the Spider ST1 to review and test out, and I did, and I could not get it to pair to my 2018 Honda Goldwing. Just wouldn't do it. And I sent this information to Sena. And I'd say just maybe a week ago, I got an email from Sena Tech Support from Chris at Sena, and he sent me a file to upload new firmware to this Spider ST1. Now this is version 1.1.1. So now I have version 1.1.1. And I went out immediately to test to see if I could get the Spider to pair to the Goldwing. So here I've got the Spider ST1 in pairing mode because of the blue-red flashing lights. If I go up to the dash now under Rider Headset Pairing, I'm in the Bluetooth Setup section. I hit Inquiry, and in a second you see the Spider ST1 show up down there. It also shows the version 1.1.1. Now it did this last time. It paired successfully last time, but I never got any sound through the headset, so let's go see if it worked. It's very hard for the phone to pick it up, but there is sound coming through the headset speakers from my AM radio. So as you can see, I was able to get the Spider to pair. I was able to get sound to come through the headset. And then I wanted to do some more testing on this. Now, I'd already tested the mesh capabilities. Don Smith and I had tested the open mesh between the Spider ST1 and his 50S. And that worked flawlessly. The mesh communication between the two headsets, there was no issue with that. The only issue really was its ability or inability to pair to the Goldwing. And that seems to have been addressed for now. Now, I've already got this one installed on my HJC helmet. And one thing different between the Spider ST1 and the Sena 50S, for example, is the mounting system. This is much more similar to what they use on the 10C Evo. I'm using the little clamp. It just basically clamps into the shell of the helmet. Very, very simple to install. On the 50S and some of the other models, for example, you have this mounting system where I'm going to press a button to unsnap it from the mount, where it does have a clamp, but you have to use like a little Allen wrench to tighten it up. And all of this is built into a unit, and the contacts are down at the bottom. And so I suspect that maybe, I don't know this, I'm just guessing, I'm speculating, maybe some of the issues Sena has had with moisture, if they have had any issues. I know some people have reported in heavy rain, because these are not waterproof rated, they're not IPX rated, but maybe these contacts being down at the bottom of this mounting system is what could have been causing some of those issues, if there were any. It is an open point for moisture, whereas with this mounting system on the Spider ST1, it is what appears to be a pretty waterproof little cable that just plugs into the side, or the back, I guess you call it, the bottom of the communicator. The communicator itself looks very similar to a 50S, even though it's a little bit more compact. It's a little bit smaller. And if you need to remove it, you can just basically slip it out from this little clamp mount. And it's just held in with friction. It's actually pretty easy once you get used to it to work with it. Now, it would still be connected to your helmet because the wire is still connected. But you can unplug it pretty easily. You just flip up this little locking mechanism and you can unplug it. Then if you need to completely remove it, take it into your computer and update the firmware or whatever you need to do. Pretty easy to do. Or maybe you want to move it to another helmet. Pretty simple. And then you can just plug it back in. The only thing I would advise you is when you plug this back in, make sure you've got this little locking mechanism all the way up. Otherwise, it'll fool you and it won't be plugged in when you think it's plugged in. So make sure you've got that little locking mechanism up, and then you latch it down to close it and lock it into place. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Now, I did some additional testing on some rides just to make sure to see how this connects with the Goldwing after it's been paired. So today I've got the Spider ST1 Sena headset installed in my HJC helmet, and we're going to see if it pairs up. I'm going to turn it on, and I do have it paired to the Goldwing. I was able to get it successfully paired. Now I want to see if it will connect. I've started the bike's running. I've always found for me the Sena headsets connect better if I start the bike first, then start the headset. I know some other people do it the other way around. I've just always found it works better this sequence. So let's turn on the headset. Now I do notice on the ST1 you have to hold the phone button and the jog dial in a little bit longer than you do on the 50S. I'd say about a second longer. It's almost a 2-second hold before it starts up. So let's start it up. Okay, it started up and it says phone connected. So it did connect. Let me see if I'm getting any audio. I'm not. So on the dash you can see it shows the headset is connected, but I'm not getting any sound through the headset. This is a common problem, not just with Sena headsets, but Cardo has this problem occasionally as well. So what I have to do is cycle it off and then back on. And I've noticed on this ST1 you have to turn it off and let it stay off for a couple of seconds before you try to restart it. So I'm going to turn it off. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back on. Let's see if it connects. Common problem with Bluetooth headsets on the Goldwing. It shows connected, and I am getting audio through the speakers. Perfect audio. Okay, let's go for a ride. Now I'm going to turn the volume down because it's a little distracting while I'm trying to vlog and listen to the radio at the same time. Now I'm listening to AM radio, but of course you could listen to FM or anything else. It's the same. I'm just used to listening to AM radio because I listen to talk radio. Let's go for a little ride and we'll tell you just a little bit more about what my experience was with the ST1, the Spider ST1. Now they also make a SR1. The volume levels and the sound quality are virtually identical to the 50S. I can't really tell any difference in sound quality or volume. When I have the headset volume turned all the way up on the jog dial to 100%, I can comfortably listen to AM radio with the radio on about 13. I've got a low tire pressure warning. I'm gonna have to put some air in my tire when I get home. And that's about comparable to what I do on the 50S. It stays on about 13 or 14. Now, if highway speed, I'd have to crank it up a little more. That's going to vary from helmet to helmet. I have another HJC helmet that it seems like the speakers are a little bit farther away from my ears, and I have to crank the volume up a little higher with those. But this comes with the HD speakers. and I'd say they do a good job. I don't have any problems with the sound quality on this Spider ST1. I was also able to pair the Spider ST1 to my GPS through Bluetooth. That paired very easily, and so I get navigation instructions as I'm riding. It will mute the sound from the Goldwing, or if you're listening to music through your cell phone, it will mute that sound to give you the navigational instructions. And that worked perfectly. Now, Don Smith and I, a couple of weeks ago, did test the open mesh capability on this Spider ST1. We were able to communicate perfectly with his 50S, which also has open mesh. So I just turned the headset off, and I want to see if it'll reconnect again, or if I have to go through this double process of turning it off and back on a couple of times. Okay, once again, it says the headphone's connected. I see the symbol on the dash that the headphone's connected, but I'm not getting any sound. So let me turn it off and back on again. Not sure why headsets do this. I'm not sure why the Bluetooth connection to the Goldwing is this unreliable. Now I'm getting sound through the headset, and I'm getting the icon on the dash. So it's inconsistent. Sometimes it connects every time. Sometimes you have to do it twice. And like I say, I've had this same issue with some of the other Sena headsets. As you can see, it's typical quirky Goldwing Bluetooth connectivity. So what else comes with this Sena ST1? Well, first of all, it comes with the HD speakers. Those are kind of attached in the wire harness mounting mechanism. It comes with a boom microphone. Let me dump all this stuff out here so I can show you what else comes in the kit. You get some of these Velcro risers. They're like offsets, so if the speakers in your helmet are too far away from your ears, you can use these to kind of move the speakers closer to your ears. It also comes with some of the little foam for the microphone, the little foam filters. It comes with another microphone that can be used instead of the boom mic. Let's say you have a full face helmet. You can use this little Velcro stick-on microphone on the chin portion, the inside the chin of your full-face helmet. They also give you, which is nice, a 3M tape-mounted mount. Still uses that same friction mounting system, but you could attach it to your helmet with this 3M mounting tape. This gives you a lot of flexibility in mounting. You can mount the Spider ST1 to just about any helmet using this. Okay, then you have some just other little random pieces of Velcro that they give you for mounting other things. As far as pricing, it's a less expensive solution. So you can buy a Spider ST1 or the SR1, which is maybe a little lower profile, uses buttons instead of a jog dial. But nevertheless, you can purchase either of these, the ST1 or the SR1, for about $199, around $200. A 50S, a Sena 50S, is about $295. So you save about $100 off of the price of a Sena 50S. For my purposes, I don't ride in large groups. The only other person I ever ride with would be Don Smith, maybe, and maybe one other person. Never at the same time. And they all use Sena. I think they have Sena 50S. Don does. I prefer the mesh technology as a headset communication technology, as a platform. And this works fine. I'm happy with it. I like it. I think I can recommend it now. If you own a Honda Goldwing, I think it's an affordable solution. And I will be taking down my other video that says don't buy it, because I don't think it's fair to Sena to base that on previous firmware. So Spider ST1 works. If you need a new headset, go get one. Thanks again for joining me on Cruiseman's Garage. If you like this video, don't forget to click the like button, It helps my YouTube rankings. I need all the help I can get. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you on the next Cruiseman's Garage.